Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and I want to talk to you all about the Empyrean Foundation, the event that starts next week on February 4th, and seems like it's going to be running through the end of the season, basically on March 9th. Now, what is going to be happening there? Basically, we're going to be contributing our Polarized Fractaline that we've been earning, and also now storing, into the Tower Obelisk to help, basically, they state, build a beacon that will be the foundation of things to come next season. Now, I'm not going to be talking about spoilers, leaks, data mining, anything like that. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments. I might do a very spoiler warning type video. But right now, I just want to talk about the best way to manage your Polarized Fractaline to be able to contribute the most by the end of this season. I'm going to use my setup currently right now as an example. Your math may be differently depending on how much you've earned and how much you've contributed so far, but everything is still going to be the general same idea, and the dates should still work out the same. Right now, I'm recording this on January 31st, so we are basically in what I would call week 0. Empyrean Foundation has not begun yet. So, what you want to do right now in this week is take any Polarized Fractaline that you've earned. Now, I have already taken all my obelisks up to rank 11. One of them is up to 15. Ignore that for just a little while. But like many of you, I've taken all of my obelisks on the planets, Tangled Shore, Mars, EDZ, and Nessus, up to rank 11. If you're sitting at 11... your resonance power right here on page 1 of the Tower Obelisk should be showing 4,600. Now, we haven't known what that means for a little while. We finally got a little tidbit to know what that means. Basically, what that number states is every week when the Empyrean Foundation begins, that is how much Polarized Fractaline you're going to basically passively earn from the tower. And my assumption is it's just going to be maybe somewhere down here or somewhere in this area. Whatever your resonance power number is, that's how much Polarized Fractaline you're going to be able to pick up from the Tower Obelisk. So, that's actually pretty cool. So, if you are rank 11 on everything, you would be looking at 4,600. Now, I took one of my obelisks just so I had a round number to work with for math, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I took one of my obelisks to rank 15. Just so you guys are aware, each rank takes 200 Polarized Fractaline, and then each rank of the planetary obelisks takes your tower obelisk up 100 resonance power. So in a sense, 200 Polarized Fractaline equals 100 resonance power when you send it into a planetary obelisk. So if I did nothing else right now, I'll show you guys what I've got. I've got about 5,100 Polarized Fractaline, so let's call it 5,000. And then I've got a resonance power of 5,000. So the way this would work, Empyrean Foundation would start on February 4th, and at that point, I would have 5,000 already on me, and then I would be able to come to the Tower Obelisk, potentially pick up my other 5,000. I'm guessing it's going to be that easy. So I would have 10,000. I would be able to contribute that toward the Empyrean Foundation through the Tower Obelisk, and for 4 more weeks, the February 11th, February 18th, February 25th, and March 3rd, I would get another 5,000. If I did nothing else in the game, I would be able to contribute about 30,000 Polarized Fractaline towards the Empyrean Foundation. Now, 30,000 may sound like a lot, but the numbers we're working with, they showed us a couple of the stages that we need to hit. The stages we've seen, at least guaranteed math-wise, are Stage 1, 400,000. I'm sorry, not even close. Stage 1, 400 million. Stage 2, 700 million. Stage 3, 1.2 billion. And it goes up from there. Now, the math that they used was close to about 58%. I just kind of checked between the 3 that we could see. So if you keep taking roughly that number all the way up, you get 1.2 billion, then 2 billion, 3.5 billion, 6 billion, and a little over 10 billion Polarized Fractaline. Now, that is an absolute crap ton. I don't know about you guys, that seems like it's a bit of a stretch. I think the reason they're showing question marks on screen right now is because maybe they know those numbers will need to be adjusted, so they're going to keep them a bit open until they see how the community does with their donations. Now, you're saying, hey, 30,000 Fractaline? I only thought I was going to have like maybe 5 that I'd donate, so that seems like a whole bunch more than I thought I was going to be able to get. Cool, I'm going to be able to help a lot. Well, what I want to show you guys is a way to be able to donate even more. Take that 30,000, and if you wait a little bit, invest it into the right places, by the end of the season, you're going to be able to donate 50,000 Polarized Fractaline, which is going to serve you, obviously, a lot better for 2 reasons. One, it's a bigger contribution towards the community effort of our crazy number of, I don't know, potentially 10 billion if they stick with the same math. And then also, one thing to note and this was in the This Week at Bungie as well, it states, every contribution towards the Empyrean Foundation costs 100 Polarized Fractaline. Okay, pretty simple, 100's a pretty standard number. But it also says, every contribution is going to generate 25% flat progression for all time-lost weapon bounties in your inventory. So, take the two that I have on my character, for example, right now. I have a Perfect Paradox, and I have a Patron of Lost Classes. Now, right now, I would need to go kill some Vex, and then here I would need to go get shotgun kills. Cool. Not very difficult. But, as we're going to be contributing this Polarized Fractaline to the Empyrean Foundation through the tower, every time you do that, it gives you a flat 25% progression on all bounties in your inventory. I think I can hold 3 or 4, I forget what the cap is once you've got it all maxed out. But basically, every 4 times I contribute to the Empyrean Foundation, I can finish any weapon bounties I have in my inventory. 400 Fractaline, 3 weapons. Click, 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 4 weapons. Pick up a couple more bounties, donate 4 more 100, get 3 new weapon rolls. Now, if you're up to 92, you know you get that double weapon roll at the end on all the time lost bounties. Specifically, remember the time lost bounties do say time lost weapon bounties. If you're sitting here looking at the purple weapon frames, those are not the ones that are going to have the double rolls, but these are the bounties you can do. So if you're looking for the double rolls, these do not have those on the end. And by those, I mean like the last column has 2 perks instead of 1. But it is still a time lost weapon bounty, so you could even work on stuff like Jack, King, Queen, Black Scorpion, Bygones, but a lot of you guys are probably going to be working on the new stuff, the seasonal weapons that are likely going away. So that is the other reason why you're potentially going to be able to want to donate more Polarized Fractaline at the end of the season, so you could knock out more bounties, have a chance at more weapon rolls. If you haven't got some of the god rolls you're looking for, you could get quite a few of them knocked out pretty quickly. Now, the way the math is going to work is you have the option, as I said, to log in just every week, pick up your Polarized Fractaline, donate it to the tower, and be done. Get about 30,000. But instead of doing that, as you guys noticed, when I increased my resonance rank of my Mars obelisk, I also increased the resonance power, which is going to increase how much I earn every single week. So I'm going to go through a bit of math. I'm going to put the spreadsheet on screen that I built so you guys can see what in the hell I'm talking about. So this is the way it's going to work. Right now, make sure you turn in all of the Polarized Fractaline that you have into any planetary obelisk. I told you guys I have 5,000. So I'm going to take that 5,000, say I go to Mars, and I turn in that 5,000. That turns into 25 resonance ranks, which is going to turn into 2,500 resonance power. Okay, so then when it comes to February 4th and I log in, I'm going to be able to pick up 7,500 new Fractaline from the tower obelisk that just comes passively from that weekly login. Now, instead of taking that 7,500 and contributing, I'm going to take that 7,500 and put that back into another obelisk. It doesn't matter which one. I don't know if these cap at 99 or if you can take them to like 250. I don't know. If you get to 99 and you test one and it stops at 99, just go to a new obelisk. That's all I can tell you. But say my obelisk one is at, the Mars one is at 40. Okay, so I take that 7,500 that I got. I'm going to be able to contribute 3,700 to one of my obelisks. So it's going to be about 36 ranks. That 3,600 from here is going to take this thing up to like, you know, rank 47. That's also going to take my resonance power from previously 7,500 now up to like 11,250. Not exact, I'm just doing some basic math. Obviously, you have to get a full rank probably for the resonance power, but you guys will understand the math as I go. But now, my resonance power is 11,250. So when I log in on the 11th, I'm going to be able to pick up 11,250 Fractaline. Divide that by 2, it's going to get me in net another increase when I put, you know, all 11,000 into another obelisk, which is going to give me about 56 levels. That's going to take my resonance power from 11,250 up to about 16,800. When I log in on the 18th, that is when things change. As you guys can see, this is where the diminishing returns, basically they're the same if you wait a week or you actually lose out if you wait till the final week. But as you guys can see, once I have my resonance power up as high as I can go, between donating everything I've got now through the 17th into my planetary obelisks, when I log in on the 18th, now is when I want to donate everything I can for the next 3 weeks to the Tower Obelisk and to the Empyrean Foundation. That is how I'm going to be able to contribute the most. So anything I earn, any bounties I do up until the 17th, you want to hold on to that and put that into one of the obelisks, not into the tower. So it could be EDZ, Mars, Tangled Shore, Nessus. It doesn't matter where you port it, just one of those. Come the 18th, you're going to want to start taking all of the Polarized Fractaline that you earn and now contributing that in the Tower Obelisk to the Empyrean Foundation. And while you're contributing that, make sure you're picking up as many weapon bounties that you can to make sure and earn all those rolls that you can. We're trying to get to potentially 10 billion Polarized Fractaline. So if you boost your donation from that original 30,000 I said to over 50,000, you're increasing your donation by like 66%. Not quite doubling it, but it could be even more if you do bounties and play some activities and earn Polarized Fractaline throughout the weeks. Now, don't forget, as these weeks are going along, buy the Fractaline Skimmer. That's going to be another 600 Fractaline that you can contribute, and that's going to increase that number even more, and you might even get higher and higher as we contribute. So, couple dates and things to remember. Right now, January 31st, many of you guys will probably see this in the morning when I actually post this thing up. February 1st, take all the Fractaline that you earned between right now and February 17th and put it into a planetary obelisk. Doesn't matter which one. If you get over 99 on a rank and it goes to 100, then just keep going. It's not going to matter. That's going to increase your resonance power higher and higher as we go through. On each weekly reset, February 4th and February 11th, make sure you come to the Tower Obelisk. Pick up the new Fractaline that your resonance power is going to give you. Take all of that as well, plus whatever you earn just by gameplay. Keep putting that into the planetary obelisks. Same thing on the 11th. You'll be over like 10,000 at that point. Throw that in as well. On the 18th, that magical deadline, start taking all the Fractaline that you earn, putting it into the Empyrean Foundation, getting your weapon rolls, and helping contribute so we can help build this beacon. That's basically it. I know that's kind of a long-winded, detailed, math-crazy explanation, but that is showing you guys just an example with some pretty even numbers. They are obviously going to be a little crazier depending on how much you farmed and where you're at right now, but that is it. Between now and the 17th, make sure you are contributing as much of the Polarized Fractaline as you can to the planetary obelisks. Do not contribute to the Empyrean Foundation. It's totally fine if this obelisk looks a little empty right now and that hologram is a pretty low number. Wait until the 18th and then start throwing everything you can at that, and we're going to start busting through those levels pretty quickly. And if you wait, remember you're going to be able to contribute more, get more weapon rolls, and again help the community to a greater effort. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great one. I'll see you soon. And you guys can find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. You can follow me on both of those. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You guys are amazing. Let's see if we can knock this thing out of the park. And also, let's see how many of you guys can spread this to, so we see that we actually make that huge boost on the 11th, as opposed to wasting some of that Fractaline early on. Try and save it for the 18th, and then we'll get going then. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.